Hi, welcome to the Badger Reviews. I'm Sophie, and this week we'll be looking at the phenomenally successful Black Panther, a film which has surpassed all expectation in its popularity, reach and economic triumph. Roll that tape.
The world is changing. Soon there will only be the conquered and the conquerors.
Step into the spotlight.
You are a good man.
Step into the spotlight.
With a good heart. And it's hard for a good man to be a king.
For what is in part an origin story, this Marvel installment does a good job at naturalising its audience into this on-screen world. The film offers an array of memorable characters who are equally vivid and unique, but the lifelike performances from Chadwick Boseman, Lupita Nyong'o and Letitia Wright are what really bring a depth of dimension to this action-adventure flick. The casting works perfectly in translating the original source material into live-action cinema. Boseman embodies the collected, conscientious T'Challa, and he makes us believe that he is a worthy ruler in all he does. Whether you're a monarchist or not, you will wish that your king was this Black Panther. Where comic book films often stumble is on developing decent antagonists to play off their protags, particularly in Origins where there's more emphasis on establishing a new extension of a universe and exploring the protagonist's values than how those clash with another's. Black Panther's Ulysses Claw is pretty gaudy and fairly ill-fitting in this streamlined world, which I guess might be the point, but he ultimately serves as a platform for the more complex and more appropriately motivated Killmonger to enter the picture. And enter he does.
I waited my entire life for this. The world's gonna start over. I'ma burn it all.
What happens now determines what happens to the rest of the world.
But this film's not all about its men. T'Challa's personal guard Okoye, played by Danai Gurira, is the general of the all-female Dora Milaje, bodyguards to the Black Panther, and head of the Wakandan Armed Forces. Shuri, T'Challa's hyper-intelligent younger sister, is instrumental to everything her brother does. She's the technical genius behind his weapons, armour, and all the rest. She's essentially smarter than Stark. We must talk about Wakanda. It seems an impossible feat, but this place has been even more imaginatively rendered than in the comics. And it brings something different to the typical US and Euro urban centres, which lay the foundations for most Marvel films. Wakanda is lush, colourful, quite the opposite as well to the grim DC environments which are everywhere at the moment, and their dank colour palettes. Darkness in Black Panther is used to emphasise vibrancy as it does in the well-choreographed car chase through Busan. I love me some comedy, and the gags here are casual. The humour's not heavy-handed, but there are still witty lines throughout which don't foil the drama, as there are also serious issues at stake like political turmoil and the ethics of colonisation and post-colonisation. Coogler handles these delicately and deftly by not turning this whole thing into a lecture. The film's never slow, it's fast-moving and rhythmic, but its editing is not as disorientating as other MCU features. The eye doesn't feel tricked or shaken by cuts in action, which is ideal. The pacing also gives time to meditate on characters, their connections and relations, and their remarkable characteristics. The opening sequence is exquisitely animated, and the tech throughout is really well thought out. Costumes are beautiful, the languages are beautiful, and the entire experience of the film feels surprisingly new. If there's one positive thing which resulted from the MCU's unfortunate Civil War installment, this is definitely it. Thoroughly enjoyable, especially on the silver screen, if a bit predictable in places. I'm giving this an 8.5 as this is exactly the kind of standard that Marvel should be able to deliver based on its pop culture influence today. What did you think of Black Panther? Leave us a comment, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.